So, as the Lunar New Year celebration is upon us, our next guests are here to help us remember the fabric of people who immigrated to the US and the struggles that come with trying to prosper in a foreign country. As part of the Flushing Town Hall's newest presentation, the Lunar New Year exhibition Remember, the exhibition artwork incorporates East Asian folk tales, color, fabric, and texture to honor and acknowledge the work that has been done to grow as a community and the memories that stay with us throughout. And joining us to share more, we welcome artists Woomin Kim and Lily Yang. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Lunar New Year. Is that a proper saying?
Yes, happy
Yes,
Lunar New
it's
Year. Thank
Oh,
you
do
for
we say the
inviting.
whole thing? Happy Lunar New Year of the Dragon.
yes, that's perfect.
Actually, in Asia, nobody say that. So Asian, everybody say that in different language, in their own language. So in English, it's always new.
So, how would we say it in your language?
In Korean, we
恭喜发财.
say, oh, sorry, you go first.
Okay, but wait. Umin is Korean, and Lily, you're saying in what language?
Chinese.
In Chinese.
Chi-
Okay, so we're gonna go with Umin first. How do you say it?
We say 새해 복 많이 받으세요.
Beautiful. I'm not gonna repeat that. And Lily.
恭喜发财. Good fortune.
Okay, I'll say good fortune. Thank you for that. I hope our viewers were able to learn a little bit of Korean and Chinese. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to repeat it because I don't want to butcher the language. It would take me a few times to actually say it correctly. But I do thank you for sharing that with us. And welcome, 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 welcome. Congratulations on your exhibition. Um, I understand that the Flushing Town Hall has a nice variety. Umin, let's talk a little bit about what inspires your style, your craftswomanship, because you use a lot of material. And from what I gathered, you also incorporate everyday essential items.
Right. So to say, I'm going to talk about my recent works mainly because that's when I really started using fabric a lot, and that was really initiated by pandemic era because my studio shut down and I was just sitting in my studio apartment that with on the kitchen table with one sewing machine. So that's when I really started using fabric a lot. That really enable me to practice the sewing practice and use a lot of fabrics. And what I describe is everyday scenery, my memory of Korea or my observation of Queens, my neighborhood. So I describe street market scenery or my friends and family's room or street view general store, things like that.
And so, what kind of art were you practicing before you transitioned into fabric art?
So my background of both of my undergrads and grad program was sculpture. So I was making a lot of 3D elements, installation sculptures. But even when I was making 3D works, it always incorporated some textile elements. So I was like embroidering on the surface of aluminum netting, or I would make 3D fabric sculpture, something like that.
Right. And so, yeah, I wondered because your stuff is very precise. It's clear, and that requires like a really keen eye to be able to, in a sewing form, right, to design images such as the fish, the umbrellas. I'm thinking of what really stood out for me. I know we're going to be showing some of these images and sharing them with our viewers so you can understand what we're talking about. All right, they're coming up right now, so we're all on the same page and understanding. Like, look at this. Look how beautiful this is. There's a carriage in there. I'm trying to visualize. There's a basket. And then the other part is that connection to urban environment. There's something about it that connects us to our urban environment. Perhaps the fact that you're incorporating your ancestry with your current environment?
My work really described my personal memories and my personal observation and something about fabric. So when I was working with sculpture, it was a little bit more abstract ideas and visually it was a bit more abstract. But ever since I started working with fabric, I don't know what exactly it is, but it really helped me to describe my personal stories. I think it's the power of fabric because fabric is such an everyday material and it's very personal. It's very, democratic material. Everybody have their own connection to fabric. So I think it really helped me talk about my story, my memory in a very personal way and honest way. And I think what I was trying to describe was already in my head, this street market in Korea filled with fish next to shoes, next to hardware gear. Everything is such an assemblage in this kind of Korean street market. So it just really poured out when I tried to start this kind of project. And I really wanted to capture the energy of this street market. And this project actually also started during pandemic. And I was practicing sewing, and that was the time when these xenophobic and inaccurate narrative about Asian community and Asian street market was going around a lot. And I wanted to describe this place, Asian street market, in a way that I know, in a way that I feel personal and accurate, which is very energetic and safe and celebrative and full of energy of
Colorful,
community.
vibrant, colorful. We just got a taste of it, and we're encouraging you all to go and experience it in person because it's on display. So I thank you for sharing all of that. I'd like to get to know Lily a little better and also share her artwork because you're both on display amongst other artists. But Lily, let's talk a little bit about your dynamic because I know you do textiles and then you have this video component. But let's talk about the Asian American mythology first because that's what's on display.
Yeah, the Asian mythology is our new painting series. And we try to highlight some real life story of Asian American and immigrants, as well as the Asian immigration histories. Um, yeah, for this painting series, as well as the butterfly lovers video, we use the approach to combine ancient characters with the New York City landscape
Right.
um, to portray the immigrant journeys.
Yeah. So
And
I want to talk a little bit about that because your work, it's fine arts. It's very elegant. It's very like it almost like loans itself into their timepieces. They're timepieces, right? But then you kind of place them on the subway. You place them in these environments, and you're moving them in ways that have these mystical like meanings behind them. I know there was one. Okay, this is the image of them on the subway, which I would totally love to own a piece like this. This is like amazing, amazing. Let's talk about this real quick.
yeah, this one called the Seven Train. This piece called the Seven Train. These two characters are actually inspired by classic Chinese opera called the Peony Pavilion. And the original story was talking about these two young, beautiful girls visiting an abandoned garden in the early spring. But we transplant these two characters into the interior of New York subway to depict the Asian women's fear, um, uh, like during the pandemic in everyday life, which was overshadowed by the Asian hate sentiment um, uh, during pandemic and post-pandemic era.
Post-pandemic era. It's very fascinating to me how the pandemic continues to be part of our narratives, right? And how we're all coming out of it in our respective fields, but yeah, we're still acknowledging it, right? Even though we're in 2024 and, allegedly we're in post pandemic, that is. However, the impact it's had, even on your art, right? I would love to show a little bit more of your work, Lily. Do we have any other work of Lily's that we can share with our viewers? So let's talk about this. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, this again, this coincidentally, this piece also inspired by the classic Chinese opera. Um, so in the original story, I described this young lady had a dream in the garden, and she was woken up by the falling petals. And we reinterpret this story like this one. You can see this three female Asian characters. Actually, they represent the the victim of the Atlanta massacre fire shooting.
Wow.
So this is called the Atlanta Dream Interrupted.
So how large of a portrait is this on display?
It's a kind of large piece that's like 72 inches by 48.
Yeah, I just want to make sure our viewers understand, because sometimes the images don't do it justice.
Yeah.
And then there's the videography aspect of it, rather the media component that you partner up with your partner, right? You have a partner that you work with as well. Is that going to be on display too?
Uh, yeah, we have a I think we have four paintings included in the show. Not all of the pieces of Asian American mythology in the show.
Once again, we had artists Woomin Kim and Lily Yang, and we were discussing the Lunar New Year exhibition, Remember, and that is running now until February 18th from 12 to 5 p.m. at the Flushing Town Hall Gallery in Flushing Town Hall, which is located at 137 35 Northern Boulevard in Flushing, Queens, New York. And for more information, you can visit flushingtownhall.com. All right, stay tuned. There's more open when we return.